Hello dear students, today we will be discussing physical and chemical changes. Let us start our discussion with a few examples that we generally observe in our day-to-day life. Conversion of milk to curd. Curd is a new substance. Digestion of food. After digestion of food, that is, after we take food, food is digested into glucose. That is, carbohydrates are digested into glucose, proteins into amino acids, fats into fatty acids and glycerol. All these are new substances, digestion of food. And in the earlier class we studied about neutralization reaction. What do you mean by neutralization reaction? Acid plus base react to give salt plus water. Salt is a new substance and the explosion of fireworks. Generally during Deepavali or Diwali time, we generally burn crackers. Where you hear sound and where you see light, heat is also produced. So all these changes represent a change. What type of change it is? It is nothing but chemical change. And you see burning of pepper. Burning of pepper. You get ash after you burn pepper. Ash is a new substance. So conversion of milk to curd is a change. Digestion of food is a change. Neutralization reaction is a change. Explosion of firework is also a change. But what type of change it is? It is nothing but chemical change. We will be defining chemical change. Before we define chemical change, let us see physical changes. Conversion of water to ice. That is, water in the form of liquid state is converted to ice. Breaking a chalk piece. If you break a chalk, what did you observe now? When you break a chalk, observe that size is decreased. Size is decreased. Stretch a rubber band. If you stretch a rubber band, what is happening? Shape and size is there is change in shape and size when you stretch a rubber band. And again, when you release it, it comes back to its normal shape. If excess force is applied, it may break. So all these changes, you see conversion of water to ice. Again, you can convert ice to water. Ice to water at low temperatures. Breaking a chalk. Stretch a rubber band. All these changes are referred to as physical changes. So what do you mean by, before we define physical change? Properties such as shape, size, color and state of a substance. So if there is change in shape, if there is change in size, just before I have discussed the example, stretching a rubber band, there is change in shape and size and change in color. For example, is here. Heating zinc oxide. Heating zinc oxide. When you heat zinc oxide, it turns to yellow. On cooling, it becomes white. Generally, this zinc oxide is colorless. When you heat zinc oxide, it turns to yellow. When you cool it, again it becomes white. There is change in color. There is change in color. So properties such as shape, size, color and state of a substance. You see, liquid is converted to solid. That is the state of a substance. They are called its physical properties. They are called its physical properties. A change in which a substance undergoes a change in its physical properties is called a physical change. It is called a physical change. So if there is any change in these properties, if there is change in shape, if there is change in size, if there is change in color and if there is change in state, such a change is called physical change. Such a change is called what? Physical change. It is reversible and no new substance is formed. For example, you see here, you are converting water to ice, ice also can be converted to water. It is a reversible change. No new substance is formed. What is the chemical composition of water? It is nothing but H2O. There are two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of oxygen. What is the chemical composition of ice? It is nothing but H2O only. Two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of oxygen. But state is changing. It is in the form of ice, is in the form of solid state, water is in the form of liquid state. If there is change in shape, if there is change in size, for example, you stretch a rubber band, there is change in shape and size. If there is change in color, for example, you heat zinc oxide, on heating zinc oxide, it changes to yellow color, on cooling, it turns to white. There is change in color. And if there is change in state of a substance, such properties are called physical properties. If there is any change in these properties, such a change is called physical change. Generally, physical change is temporary. Temporary, it is reversible. I mean, it is reversible. No new substance is formed. You see, is there any new substance? You stretch a rubber band. Any new substance you are getting? No. Again, you are getting rubber band itself. You are converting water twice. Any new substance you are getting? The chemical composition is not changing. It is H2O only. So, such a change is called physical change. Please take a screenshot. We will be discussing. Now we will be discussing chemical change with few examples. First example, let us start our discussion with rusting of iron. Iron and exposure to outer atmosphere for a short period or longer period of time. You can see some browny flakes, brown flakes, or reddish brown or brown flakes on it, on iron. What is this brown flakes? It is nothing but rust. And burning magnesium weapon, that is, we need oxygen to burn a substance. Burning magnesium weapon is giving you magnesium oxide. Dissolve this magnesium oxide in water, you are getting magnesium hydroxide. And introduce blue litmus paper, introduce red litmus paper. It gets converted to blue, and it tells us it is a base. It tells us it is a base. See here, iron, when exposed to outer atmosphere, it reacts with moisture present in the atmosphere to give or to form a brown flakes on iron, that is called rust. That is called rust. Rust is a new substance. And burning magnesium weapon, you are getting magnesium oxide. Dissolve this magnesium oxide in water, you are getting magnesium hydroxide. And introduce red litmus paper, it gets converted to blue. This tells us that magnesium hydroxide is a base. Here you are getting two new substances. Magnesium oxide is one new substance. Magnesium hydroxide is another new substance. Another new substance. Similarly, you take copper. Copper metal, when reacts with moist carbon dioxide. Reddish brown copper gets converted to green substance. And similarly silver ornaments, when react with hydrogen sulfide gas present in the polluted environment, it will develop black color. Silver turns to black color. You see, this green color, black color are due to the formation of new chemical substances. All these examples are not, but remember this. And take iron nail, dip it in a solution of copper sulfate. You can take 2 to 3 iron nails, dip it in a solution of copper sulfate. After some time, you can see blue color copper sulfate. What is the color of copper sulfate? Blue. Slowly changes to light green. It changes to light green, and you can see reddish brown deposit of copper on iron nail. Here you got two new substances. One is iron sulfate, the other one is copper. And take vinegar. Vinegar is nothing but acetic acid. You can commonly call it as vinegar. Treat it with baking soda. What is baking soda? It is nothing but sodium hydrogen carbonate. We generally add to these food items baking soda. In the preparation of dosa or idli, we add baking soda. Then this vinegar reacts with baking soda. You are getting carbon dioxide All these are new substances. You see here, this rust is a new substance, magnesium oxide is a new substance, magnesium hydroxide is a new substance, iron sulfate is a new substance, copper is a new substance, carbon dioxide is a new substance here, whose properties are entirely different from these substances. Carbon dioxide properties are entirely different from this vinegar and baking soda. Magnesium hydroxide properties are different from magnesium oxide. Right? Rust properties are different from iron. All these are new substances. All these are new substances. Now we will be discussing chemical change detailing. Please take a screenshot. Now we have discussed some of the examples here. That is vinegar, commonly known as acetic acid. When treated with baking soda or when reacted with baking soda, that is called sodium hydrogen carbonate, you are getting carbon dioxide and other substances. Pass this carbon dioxide, here again I have written here, pass this carbon dioxide gas through lime water, that is nothing but calcium hydroxide. What is lime water known as? Calcium hydroxide. What you are getting? You are getting calcium carbonate, CaCO3 is nothing but calcium carbonate. It is a milky white precipitate. Carbon dioxide is turning lime water milky. It becomes milky because of this formation of calcium carbonate. Who is doing this? Carbon dioxide is doing this. Carbon dioxide is reacting with lime water and it is turning to a milky white substance. And it is also a test to detect the presence of carbon dioxide. Pass the carbon dioxide gas through lime water, then lime water turns milky. It is a test. Please remember, it is a test to detect the presence of carbon dioxide. To detect the presence of carbon dioxide. So many tests, one of the tests it is. Now, we have seen when vinegar is reacting with acetic acid, you got carbon dioxide and other new substances, that is salt and water. When iron is reacting with copper sulfate, you got iron sulfate plus copper. Iron sulfate and copper, both are new substances. When you burn magnesium ribbon, you got magnesium oxide. And this magnesium oxide is dissolved in water. You got magnesium hydroxide. Here magnesium hydroxide is a new substance and it is also a base, I already said. And when you introduce red litmus paper, it gets converted to blue. And magnesium oxide is also a new substance. So here, you got some new substances here. A change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. One or more new substance. You see here, when iron is reacting with copper sulfate, you got iron sulfate plus copper. There are two new substances here. One or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. In our day-to-day life, the various products that we use are due to several chemical reactions. For example, here, medicines that are very much required when we suffer from any disease. Plastics, detergents and whatnot, almost the substances that we use are actually they are coming from the industries and they are due to several chemical reactions, that they are manufactured or they are prepared due to several chemical reactions. And you know the detergents that we use to wash clothes, even shampoo is a detergent. Rin, surf excel, all these detergents are prepared by several chemical reactions. So here I am saying, I am defining what is a chemical change. A chemical change is nothing but a change where you get a new substance. And it is a permanent change. It is not reversible. Like physical change, change is permanent. Once you burn paper, you will get ash. Again, this ash cannot be converted into paper. Once you convert milk into curd cannot be converted to milk. Rusting of iron, again you can't get back your normal iron. So all these are chemical changes. what do you mean by chemical change? A chemical change is nothing but a change in which you are getting a new substance, and this change is permanent. This change is permanent, whereas physical change is temporary. Change is temporary here. And we already discussed medicines, plastics, detergents. They are nothing but we get all this due to a series of chemical reactions, and even extraction of metal from ore, that is iron from iron ore, is also due to a series of several chemical changes. Apart from this one or more new substance, we observe several other changes that we will be discussing now. Please take a screenshot. Here, in chemical changes, in addition to new products that we have discussed earlier, the following changes is also observed. What are the changes? Heat, light or any other radiation. It can be ultraviolet radiation may be given off or absorbed. Heat may be given off or it is absorbed. Sound may be produced. A change in smell or new smell may be given off. A color change may take place. A gas may be formed. For example, here all these changes. When you explosion of a firework, heat is produced, sound is produced, light is produced, gas is produced. Some polluted gases which pollute the environment is produced on burning a cracker. Slice of an apple acquires brown color if it is not consumed immediately. If we cut an apple and keep it aside, or if you do not consume it, it develops a brown coating or it develops a brown color on it. So this is a color change may take place. Similarly, when you cut a slice of potato or brinjal, this change can be observed. A new color will develop. And neutralization reaction, you know what do you mean by neutralization reaction? Acid plus base react to give salt and water. This reaction is called what? Neutralization reaction, that we have earlier discussed. Is neutralization a chemical change? Yes, it is a chemical change. Food gets spoiled if not stored properly. Is it a chemical change? Yes. A new smell, a foul smell, there is a change in smell or new smell may be given off. All these changes are accompanied in chemical changes. You can observe these changes apart from one or more new substance. Form, you can also observe these changes. Such a change is called a chemical change. Now coming to rusting of iron. Iron, when reacts with oxygen and moisture, that is water vapor, present in the atmosphere, you are getting a brown flaky substance. What is that called? Rust. Rust is nothing but iron oxide, Fe2O3. And you know what are the essential conditions for rusting? Oxygen and water vapor is very essential for rusting, O2 and water vapor. And how to prevent this rusting? Painting and greasing. These activities has to be carried out regularly. Painting and greasing has to be carried out regularly. What is a permanent solution to this? Coating iron with chromium or zinc. Coating iron with chromium or zinc. That is a permanent solution to prevent rusting. Coating iron with zinc is called galvanization. It is a method to protect iron from rusting. Coating iron with zinc is called galvanization. Is called what? Galvanization. Please. Here, if you see heat, light or any other radiation, it can be ultraviolet, may be given off or absorbed. Sound may be produced when you burn that is the explosion of a fiber, or when you burn a cracker, you can sound may be produced, a gas is produced, you can see some beautiful colors, and a gas is produced that pollutes the environment, and there is a change in smell. For example, this can be observed when food is stored improperly. There is change in smell. You get a foul smell, or if vegetables are not stored properly, or if fruits are not stored properly. you will get a foul smell. A color change may take place when you burn when you burn a cracker. You can see beautiful colors. A gas may be formed. A gas may be formed. All these are changes that one can observe in a chemical change. So please take a screenshot. We will be discussing the final topic. Generally, we get salt by the evaporation of seawater. This salt is it is not pure. It has some impurities, and the crystals are very small. The shape of the crystals cannot be seen clearly, but large crystals of pure substances can be obtained by a technique called crystallization. By a technique called what? Crystallization. Crystallization. Generally, we get salt from seawater, but this salt is not pure and it has some impurities, and the crystals are very small. You can get large crystals and pure substances by a process called what? Crystallization. It is a physical change. It is a physical change. And very important points to be noted by you. Physical change is reversible. Chemical change is irreversible. It is a temporary change. Physical change is temporary. Chemical change is permanent. Coating iron with zinc is called galvanization. Oxygen and water vapor are essential for rusting. Magnesium hydroxide, molecular formula is MgOH taken twice. Iron, symbol Fe. Copper sulfate, molecular formula CuSO4. Iron sulfate, molecular formula FeSO4. Magnesium oxide, molecular formula MgO. Mg is the symbol for magnesium. Mg is the symbol for magnesium. So that is the end of this lesson. Adieu.